Hey there, podcast fans. This is Trotwood Zeus, one half of the 2 Hour Lunch Break podcast. Are you ready to unlock the door to your dream home in the heart of Texas? Meet Jessica White, your go-to real estate guru, ready to make your home ownership dreams a reality. Hailing from the Lone Star State, our very own Austin native, Jessica White brings a fresh perspective to the world of real estate. With her deep-rooted understanding of the Austin Metroplex, Dallas, and Houston, Jessica's expertise will guide you every step of the way. But wait, there's more. Jessica isn't just about business, she's also about building communities and fostering diverse home ownership. Connect with her vibrant community on Instagram at The Color of Real Estate for a sneak peek into her world of stunning properties and thriving neighborhoods. Ready to take the plunge? Visit jessicawhite.kw.com or give her a call at 512-568-7124 to kickstart your journey to finding that perfect place to call home. And guess what? Don't forget to mention the code 2HLB for an exclusive surprise. Whether you're in the heart of Austin, the buzz of Dallas, or the charm of Houston, Jessica White is the real estate trailblazer you need by your side. Get ready to turn that dream home into a reality.
And it's coming home to Texas. It's coming home all the way to Austin, Texas, baby.
Yeah, and we back, and we back, and we back, yeah, yeah. Zeus P, St. Jude, coming to you live, you don't know what to do. Hey, take an hour break, better yet two. Tune in with ATX, best Zeus and St. Jude. They ain't playing with you fools, giving game how to move, trying out the best food, no, got the best shoes. Real world thoughts coming from some real men, big business, bigger pockets, even healthy children. I hit that 2 hour lunch break when I got a fun day. Got a flex for this shorty that should be on the runway. I be laughing at the football days of tight shins, fart bottles, even some healthy products for my skin. It's an all black affair, bring your white friend. Kick your feet up, roll something, let the light in. Man, it's the 2 hour lunch break, dog, I'm locked in. So turn your speakers up a notch and grab the white gin. And when I'm on the road to the office or the crib, it's Big Zeus, St. Jude, the ones I wanna hear. This is that 2 hour lunch break live from Lady Bird J Lake. Coming to you live, put it on for they city. This is that 2 hour lunch break live from Lady Bird J Lake. They got everything from the pretty, ugly, and gritty. This is that 2 hour lunch break live from Lady Bird J Lake. So tune in, my dog, you don't wanna miss nothing. This is that 2 hour lunch break, cause one is for pump face. Don't believe me, ask the city dog, I ain't bluffing. Yeah, Zeus P, St. Jude, O and me, cap status, same crew, different moves, bigger pay due. ATX, what up? Yeah.
And we are back with another edition of the season 4 of the 2 Hour Lunch Break podcast, a podcast from Austin for Austin. I am Saint, and we are here at Dotwood Studios, home base. I am one half of the 2 Hour Lunch Break podcast, along with my co-host,
Trotwood Zeus.
And we got a great guest for you today. He is I would like to call him a real estate mogul, right? But he's on his way, right? He is also a graduate from Texas Tech, also Texas A&M Commerce with his master's degree, PMP certified. This boy is 6 Sigma. So he's an intelligent black man, all right? All right? Let's give a shout out and give mad love to our realtor, Mr. Kevin Dibia. How you doing, brother?
I am good. I appreciate the intro. You know, you don't think about all the accomplishments when you're working, but
well, man, you got to get your flowers while you're still here, dog.
I see.
You know?
I see. I love it. Love to hear.
Appreciate you, man.
Man. So let's get right to it, man. Let's dig into your background a little bit, right? So tell us a little bit about where you're from, how you came into real estate, and what inspired that journey. Let's dig into it.
Yeah, I mean, where I'm from. So, I mean, I was born in New York. I was born in Queens and moved out to Dallas area, like McKinney, like around like high school time. Okay. So that's what led to me going to tech and everything. And, you know, I eventually brought my way out here. I graduated with a MIS degree in tech. So I started that, and that's really what brought me out here, like to Austin. You know, how I got into real estate, you know, I think growing up in a Nigerian household because I am Nigerian. You know, I think there's a big emphasis on grades. So I think I accomplished kind of everything that at least my family kind of wanted me to do, like at a pretty early age. So I bought my first house. I was 23.
Oh wow.
I had a car. Like at the time I had like a Cadillac, and it was like I had like the bloody guts in there.
Ooh,
I thought, you know, and I'm like 23, 24 years old, so I thought I just like I made it already.
Yeah, right.
And my house is I guess bigger than most people. It's like 3,000 square feet. So like at the time that was like pretty big. So like I thought I kind of like accomplished everything, and then after a while I was just I felt like I was cruising. Like I wasn't really doing much. You know, I was working to kind of get my master's, but I felt very like stagnant at the time. So I knew when I first bought my house is when that was like really my first like kind of intro to real estate, because I bought it, and then, you know, when I'm at work and at different places, people were asking me how I did it and everything. So I almost was kind of a realtor without the license for like a couple of years. See, I was going with people to their houses, their showings, I was almost doing the work in a way, you know, kind of knowing the market and stuff. So after a while I was like, nah, I need to like probably step into this.
You take this serious.
Yeah, and like start to take it seriously. And then it wasn't until I really got around a group of guys who were like, you know, they were on the entrepreneur journey as well. So that was kind of like the final step where I was like, yeah, I need to like really, really break into this finally and like actually do it. So that's when I finally got licensed and everything, and then I just shot off from there.
Interesting. So I know Property Spark labeled you as like one of the top realtors on social media, specifically here in Austin, right? And you kind of talk about in kind of some of your social media posts about your father's inspiration behind you focusing on getting those things done. And I'm pretty certain that's part of the aspirations of being Nigerian, right? It's like your father's probably on your head about, you know, accomplishing these goals. Tell us a little bit about, or elaborate a little bit more on what focused you to turn towards real estate, aside from just, hey, I'm already in this area. Was it just the drive of just wanting to experience something new, something fresh?
Yeah, I think I turned it into, like I said before, I got to a place where I was really, really stagnant. Like I was, you know, making some decent money in IT at the time. You know, had my house and cars and everything, and I didn't actually feel like I had real like purpose, meaning type of thing. You know, I kind of felt like I was just very stagnant throughout life. And I think I got to a point where I wanted to be someone with purpose and someone who can, you know, help like different generations. I want to be someone to help other people,
right? You
know, so be someone who could impact other people. I feel like that's, you know, I think a big goal for a lot of people, for like the reason why we're here, is you want to be an inspiration to others, and, you know, be the person that when you look in the mirror, like you admire yourself, as well as being something to other people. So, you know, everyone's got different avenues in doing it. Some people play basketball, some guys, you know, some guys sing, dance, stuff along those lines. So I really was looking for like, all right, what's my thing? What's gonna be my thing? So real estate is kind of my avenue to do that. So I like, when people ask me the reason why I do this, I really feel like it's actually my purpose to share to the world, pretty much.
Got it. So let's take a step back a little bit, right? So I know earlier you were talking about you bought your first house at 23, which in this day and age, bruh, like I can't even fathom that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, it's, you know, with the way the housing market is and stuff like that, bro. So if you can, tell us a little bit about what that experience was like, being a 23-year-old first-time home buyer, and I mean how that impacted like your real estate career.
Yeah, I mean, when I bought it, it was a little weird at first, because I bought it up in Round Rock at the time.
Okay.
And Round Rock was still in, parts of it was like developing. So I was like very much alone. Like, everyone was like, "Why are you living all the way out there?"
Right. Yeah.
But I think I always kind of had a plan, like even throughout like college. So like I always kept like a good credit score. You know, I made sure that the debt to income and everything was good. Like I didn't even buy a car or anything before I moved out here. So like my goal literally was to buy the house before anything else. So like even, you know, a lot of people they came like through the job I was at the time, and they, you know, they got bonuses and stuff, and they were just wilding, just like spending it. Yeah, and I'm keeping everything, and they wonder why I'm not doing anything or I'm not really going out anywhere.
Right.
Was because that was like my first like overall goal was to do that. So I mean, when I did get it, it was a little bit different, kind of living away, but I think I always mentally just had a mission that I was gonna be different, that I was gonna move like this and kind of grow something. It was always like kind of at the back of my mind. So I think I spent a lot of time kind of blending in with others. But at the back of my mind, I would go home away from everybody and be like, all right, what's my master plan on how I'm gonna grow something and be inspirational to other people.
Interesting. So of course, everyone knows we just, we're still kind of low key coming out of this pandemic experience, right? Share with us a little bit about your knowledge from your experiences from COVID, what is provided to the market, good, bad, ugly, indifferent, and what you've learned from that experience in and of itself.
Yeah, COVID was an interesting time, and I would say just because the market, I got into really getting into my real estate during that time, and it was just a weird time because as a lot of people knew, the market just shot up, especially in Austin. Out of everyone in Texas, like Austin was like the place that shot up the most in terms of like pricing or everything. I think it's a good thing if you had something already, like get out. Not so good if you were kind of looking. Right. But yeah, I mean, during that time, everything like shot up quite a bit. It was making it, because the interest rates are so low, so it was just making it harder for people to, it was easier for people to buy, which brought so much competition. And then, of course, with the California people and the out-of-state people, everyone was coming in, kind of just buying up everything cash. It was just making it hard for people who have already lived here, to try to get something. So, I mean, things have slightly gotten, I would say, just a little better, that just in terms of, there's not a lot of competition now. The only thing is like people are really fighting interest rates. And like I said, there's ways and maneuvers, around kind of getting a better rate in today's world. But yeah, I think things are slightly getting better for buyers, but it's supposed to change again. Like, they're starting to cut the rates a few times this year. So we'll kind of see where we land. So I didn't really think during the COVID time that it was really good or bad. I think it just kind of depended on the position you were in. Gotcha. Like I had a couple, like at that time, I think I had two properties and I was working on the third one. And yeah, I was like, my equity is,
he said, I'm all right.
Yeah, like I'm good. Like, it was tough to get the other one, but I was, so just, I think it's just not really good or bad, but it just depended on kind of where you're at real estate wise. Understood. Yeah.
Gotcha. So I know doing some research on you, right? So, and I know we learned that your first house flip, it was a bit of an adventure, right? It was a lot of ups and downs, with that situation, man. So let's talk about that. Like, what was that experience like for your first house flip? Talk about some of the challenges that you had and like how you overcame them.
How I overcame it? Well, that's an interesting question on its own, but yeah, I mean, the first house flip didn't go as I planned. I think I was just getting into real estate, so I was just eager to go. The first thing I really learned is to be careful about who you partner with. You never know what they have, what money they say they have and they don't have. And then the second thing I really learned from that was, just because you're acquiring a property and they say that, this is what's wrong with it, this is what you need to fix, that doesn't mean that that's true. Yeah, so right. I mean, we got into it. And it was just a lot more work than we thought that it was going to be. We were looking for something that was a little bit more cosmetic, so we were just trying to fix, like flooring, right? Some tiles, fix up the kitchen and stuff like that. So things that weren't that bad, and then just do some paint, And we were kind of looking at the numbers and seeing that it would work, and we found out, it was just plumbing issues, it was just HVAC issues, like. And at the time, it's like I didn't have the money to, necessarily get all those things done up to code, per se. Like we just kind of put a Band-Aid on it.
Duct tape and bubble gum.
Right. Yeah. We just kind of put a Band-Aid on it. The biggest thing, I guess, that like, and I guess it stopped me from flipping for a while. It definitely did, because that experience was like not great for me. Like it stopped me from flipping for a while was that the person I was partnering with at the time, I had all my money up front, so like all the money was my money. Well, a lot of this person's money was borrowed, so it was very much like, hey, I have to pay this person back a percentage and this person back a percentage. So like, not only did the flip eat into our profit already, but that was like eating into our profit even more. Right. So we like almost didn't even come like break even on it. So it was almost, and you could almost say that we probably went a little negative because we had the house for longer. Like we were holding it. We finished it. So it was like during like winter months. Yeah, and it was the market was a little slow at the time. So it took us a while to actually like get a buyer. Yeah. So yeah, that experience all alone, I was like, okay, I'm not doing this.
Man said never again.
Yeah, I'm not doing this for a while. Like I'm being like,
know it.
you know, very careful about who I like partner up with.
Right.
But
Right.
as of recent, I've started getting back into it again. So I'm like on a flip right now. We just finished it up. It's on the market. We just got someone under contract on it. Yeah. So things are like so. You don't let the first experience deter your way. So yeah, I've been back on it now with the flipping and everything.
Got it. Gotcha. So going into more of your professional specialization, we know you do real estate leases, sales, and also new home sales. What led you to just be so diverse in this area? Was it just for your personal beliefs, professional, or you just want to be a jack of all trades?
Yeah, I think I want to be a jack of all trades. I know it's in this space, like you said, you named a lot of stuff that was very residential. So like that's kind of the space where I stay. And I know you can get very, very vast in this. You could go to land and commercial, there's a lot you can do.
Right.
So I think my goal was to really conquer the first pillars, which is what you just named, which is more like residential, leases, and I think I'm more working very, very hands-on with people, which is where I wanted to start.
Right.
So I wanted to be a jack of all trades in that field first before I kind of start to expand at least to the other sides. And I think that's where the team aspect came in, where I kind of started the team and everything like late last year was to bring in some other guys who are in know those other places as well. So I don't have to deny any client anywhere. Anyone, doesn't matter what you're looking for, city, as long as it's in Texas, like I could take you and I could bring you under the wing of the team now. Right. We could handle it all together. So that was like the point.
Gotcha. So I was gonna say, so I know one thing I've noticed about you, right? So it's not just Austin. I know you do business in San Antonio, you do business in Dallas. What prompted you to expand into those different cities? And I mean, how do you keep track? Like, how do you stay knowledgeable about those different markets? Because Austin ain't Dallas. Dallas ain't San Antonio. Like, I know there's different factors, that affect the markets.
Houston.
How do you do? Right. Yeah. How do you do that?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that was a big part about having the team thing too. Like, we're consistently collaborating and studying all the markets, and we each have our primary ones that we know like the back of our hand. Like I know Dallas because I grew up there. Like Dallas and Austin, I'll handle any client. I can tell you what's going on back in the market. I personally don't know Houston as well. That's probably like my weakest market. And I just know San Antonio because I've done flips and everything out there, and so I have some experience there. So that's where the team thing came into, because I got guys they know Houston like the back of their hand.
Yeah,
like that's like their place. So and I think that was the beautiful thing about me, kind of starting the team and bringing everyone on was because of that. Like I don't have to, if I'm not knowledgeable in Houston, you might be working with me, but you're really working with 8 other people.
Right.
And we're all doing it together.
Right.
I don't know it.
Right. Yeah. Right.
If it's Austin, Dallas, I'm like, guys, I got this.
Right.
If I get almost anything in Houston, my Houston guys are, hey, you guys are really the knowledgeable back end guys that you guys are gonna do this, and I'm more just the face, for the client type of thing. Right. Yeah. So we all handle everything in house together if needed.
Solid team effort. So I know Austin has been, as you said, during COVID, right? Significant changes, amazing increase in fluctuations as far as the market is concerned. But I think one thing that we definitely want to talk about is the gentrification that's been happening and taking place. How do you view the impact of the gentrification in the local communities, and what's your role do you see like playing to address the concerns, whether it be putting someone in the market or in that place, in that community and area that, hey, looks exactly like me. I know they can pay the bills here. I know they can take care of business here. Or is it more so an aspect of we've got to figure it out, and me and my team have figured out the recipe to get you guys in?
Yeah, that's a tough question. I mean, and I think this goes into like working with the lenders that a lot of us work with too, because like I said, we understand and know the markets and knowing the prices and everything, but the lenders, they have the professional knowledge to know the different back ways and the back plans to kind of get people, ready to like buy some of these places. So the partnerships that I've had with like a lot of the lenders have helped with that, and also just knowing all the avenues that's available for buyers, especially even low income buyers, things that they can do to still get into housing and everything. So I don't think it's been 100% figured out. There is definitely still ways. I think ultimately it still comes down to the buyer or the particular person that we're working with. You know, if you got under a 500 credit score, it's just
It's a little tougher.
you know, like it's like I can't get you something immediately.
Right.
There's just some, like there's only so much I could do, and that's actually happened to me before.
Yeah.
You know, some guy needs, he needs something fast, and you gotta.
He's like, I got something.
Yeah,
but you ain't gonna like it.
I got something for you, but it's gonna be about 6-7 months for you to bring up the the credit and stuff.
right.
So there's only so much I think the professionals can do,
Right.
but it's gonna fall on the buyers to be in a better, at least to set themselves up to be in a better spot to like be able to acquire some of this real estate.
Gotcha. So I know I've noticed a big part of your success is building like these long-term relationship with your clients, right? If you can tell us a little bit about like how that one, how you approach building those relationships, and two, how does that work for like your long-term success? Like is it like word of mouth, like people that have worked for you in the past and be like, hey, I pulled up on Kevin, he did an amazing job for a house for me 10 years ago. I think you should talk to this guy. Like has instances like that occurred for you since you started?
Yeah, I will say I almost want to break the fourth thing and just look at my camera.
Yeah.
And be like, I think that is like 100% of what makes a realtor is to be referable, pretty much. Like I think that's the biggest pillar of like what we do. Yeah. And it starts out slow, but like I said, you have to do a good job, and you gotta continue. I tell my team all the time. Like you literally have to follow up with everyone all the time, check in, see how things are going, and don't say that you're checking in, but actually really care about what's going on.
Right.
When it's tax season, say, hey, did you file your taxes?
Right.
Homestead exemption. Did you do your, And there's different ways to like hit them. Like I got my CRM that I started and everything, so I could hit people, different ways. Because not everyone's on social media. That's just one avenue. Yep. And people just be thinking that you already started laughing. Like people be thinking you post, a couple few things, and then you're about to just be this big realtor. It doesn't work like that. A lot of things on the back end you got to do, consistently. So being referable is like the biggest thing. I think it's like actually the backbone of being a good realtor. Like you have to be referable, and you do a good job, and you got to do a good job a lot of times. So people say, hey, Kevin, he did a good job. It finally built up to the point where I think I'm at that point where, like even just today, just 2 or 3 social media leads just from, I look at my phone and I'm just like, they're like, hey, my friend referred you to me. I want to buy a house. Right. Hey, it happens all the time now.
Nice.
So, got it.
Good stuff. Let's talk work-life balance, right? Because that can be definitely challenging in day to day. I know you have your personal life, you've got the realtor, you've got the investor aspect. I'm pretty certain you've got other things in your personal. How do you manage your work-life balance? Is there a routine? Do you pray 3 times a day? What's your oatmeal in the morning? What's up? Tell us.
Oh man, I think when you're doing this, you have to be extremely structured. I think that's part of. I think it's part of your personal development goal. I think for everyone is to create your own plan and walk through this whole plan that you're saying, hey, this plan that I do all the time is gonna make me grow, make me help people at the end of the day. So I think mine is more. I have a list of things that I do that I tell myself, okay, I need to do these particular things. And if I miss on any one of them, then it's an X for the day. So pretty much I tell myself, I need to work out. I need to do some type of physical activity every day. I be watching the figure. So
there we go.
I be watching the figure.
So realtor bay?
Yeah,
right? There we go.
I gotta do something like that every single day. I have to eat like relatively okay, like relatively. I'm not like super crazy. There's some guys that my boys are super crazy with the diet.
Yeah,
I like to enjoy myself every now and then, but I'm gonna eat relatively good, especially throughout the week. I have to work on real estate at least for 2 to 3 hours a day, and then I have to follow up with at least a certain amount of people. I normally make it like anywhere between 10 to 15 people a day. Okay. Yeah, so I have to do those 4 things, and if I don't do those 4 things, then I mark it an X for the day that I didn't do a good job today. So normally it's those things, and then normally at the end of the day, I do some type of like rest or like meditation, or just kind of just let my mind kind of clear for the day. I normally do that like every other day. just take my mind off like work and everything, because this can be. I normally used to do it on the weekends, but as a realtor, you can't. You gotta stay locked in. Yeah, people be trying to go out. I'm like, you going out on the weekends as a realtor? Like that's crazy. Like,
Good luck.
Good luck. But yeah, that's kind of like my routine of things that like I tell myself I need to do this every day, and as long as I do those things every day, it's a check mark for the day, and I know I'll get better.
Got it. So man, let's take a side step, right? So let's talk success, right? So I know as of now, you've been in real estate for X amount of years. You've been doing well for yourself. You're not a bad looking dude. You be right, yeah, you right, realtor bay, all that. Yeah. You're doing well. So what does success look like for Kevin? Is it like monetarily? Is it like things you do in the community? What does success look like for you? How do you define that?
Success overall for me from a high level is how many people overall, one is growing myself, self-developing myself to someone that I look in the mirror every day that I admire, and I give that person to the world every day. And I think in me doing that, I could be able to touch and inspire as many people as possible. I think that's ultimately the pillar of what my success looks like. And I think with that, of course, you're going to have the monetary and all the other things will come with it. But, I just started to look at kind of other people who've kind of done it. I've seen like other trainers, like famous trainers, some of the guys that we see on TV. And I think that's what they did. They acquired a skill that was so great and they took it to the highest level. And now they're at a place where they could really make change and impact other people. So, it's not really just about the monetary things, because all that comes. We got one life to live. Like, enjoy yourself. Like you gotta live and enjoy yourself. But ultimately, that's the goal, is to really make change and help inspire other people. So I think I'm just doing it. Real estate just happens just to be my avenue in which I'm going to do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
You talked about inspiration and inspiring others. What would you do? Let's say, for example, we had a time machine, right? Let's say you got to go back to OG, young Kev, right?
Oh Lord.
And you like, yo, you gonna learn about this real estate thing. What would you give me 3 things that you would tell young Kev, like, this is what you need to do, this is what you need to watch out for, and this is what you need to be mindful
of? Okay. I mean, I'll probably go back to when I bought the first house. I think that's when I was like the most locked in. I think after, and I told you after I bought it, I got very, very lax. So I think at that time, the first thing I would tell myself is probably not to get caught up into the material things. I think during that time I was just, I was just going out, man. I was drinking. I was just having a good time. Yeah, I was just. I feel like I was wasting a lot of time during that time. So I would tell myself not to get caught up into that, because, like I said, your circle and your friends and everything will do that to you. Which kind of leads me to the second thing is I would tell myself to be careful about the circle of the friends and everything that you keep around, because the circle, this is the close people I keep around me now, very, very uplifting, motivating, and kind of keep me focused like all the time. So, I would tell myself that. And I think probably the last thing is I would tell myself or give myself a lesson on the long-term investing, or just overall in real estate and in everything. Because I think at that time I was very much just, I have my house, I have my car.
What else?
Yeah, what else? This is all my parents, wanted me to do. So I would teach myself there's a way bigger goal. So I would teach myself about the long-term effects of that, and then just getting to the point that I've gotten to now about being a person who's inspirational and having purpose. I would get to that point a little bit earlier than I did. I kind of had to figure it out later through myself after I've enough drinks and fun.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, okay, all right, man. Well, let's switch things up.
All right,
so I know we got our this or that segment. We're gonna hit you with a few rapid fire questions, right? This or that. But when you answer, you do gotta explain why.
Okay. I was about to ask. I was like, okay, I gotta explain.
Right. Yeah. I'll say, you want to kick it off? Or you want me to kick it off?
I got you.
Okay.
So, city living or suburbs?
Suburbs. I'm not gonna lie. Suburbs. I mean, I like my I like my space. I like in the city you can't really have I like bigger homes to stay in. I like multiple car garages, and I like to. I'm the type of guy that, at least at this point in my life, I like to be away and then go to the fun.
Right.
And when I'm done with the fun,
Unplug.
I'm out.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I'm like that now.
Gotcha. Next one, let's go early bird or night owl.
That's a good one. I'm actually more of an early bird now. I'm more of an early bird guy.
Really?
I get up normally somewhere between 6 every day.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
it doesn't even have to be. It could be any. It could be a weekend. I don't have to be doing anything. I used to be more of a night guy, but because of real estate and everything else going on,
Right.
yeah, I had to adjust. So yeah, I would say early bird now.
Nice. Traditional home or modern condo?
Damn.
Yeah, we got him.
Right,
we got
it.
I'm gonna say traditional home.
Okay.
And I'm only gonna say traditional home because I could take a traditional home and make it modern.
Okay. Respect.
A modern condo, you can't really make a condo a home because it's too small.
Real.
I'll go like that.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, next one. We got real estate reality TV or real estate books.
Ugh, in what aspect? Like to learn or to?
Yeah, to learn about real estate.
Oh, to learn about real estate?
Yeah.
Real estate books. You ain't learning nothing from reality.
Right, yeah, at all.
You ain't learning nothing from selling sunset. None of that stuff, man. It's all fake. All of it.
Oh, that's hilarious. Home office or co-working space?
Home office. I like to, when I want to be locked in, I like to be locked in. Yeah.
Okay, next one. We got buying or selling.
Damn, you're gonna make me choose one. I'd be liking a combination. I will say buying because it's a little bit more personal. I think, especially once like the buyer closes, there's a little bit more of a personal connection, like a celebratory at the end.
Okay.
Selling is a little bit like the guy's already had houses or something. He's had something. He's I'm selling, and I normally get more personal with my buyer clients than my seller clients. Yeah, so I would say buying. I like a combination though. I'm gonna be honest.
Right.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah, either or.
That's fair.
I'm be honest. Yeah, I don't want my sellers to be like, he don't even.
He don't rock with me.
He don't rock with it. Yeah. But buyers for this question.
Gotcha.
Residential or commercial real estate?
Residential. I know it back of my hand way better than commercial.
Okay. Next one, we got digital marketing or traditional networking.
Digital marketing or traditional networking? Ooh. Man, that is a tough. Because I do both quite a bit. If I had to pick one, I would say digital marketing, only because I feel like from the digital space, if you're really branded very correctly, you could touch a lot more people than just traditional. Like you have to go and then go out and talk to everyone. I still do both. I don't want people to be thinking
clear.
I don't want people to think that I don't do that.
Yeah.
Just making it clear. But for this particular question, I think digital marketing, it's faster and easier to touch more people.
That makes sense.
Okay.
Which leads us to our next question: house hunting online or in person?
House hunting in person. Online is a little bit, you could see more stuff. But look, I have great photographers, and we be doing stuff to make houses.
Jazz it up a little bit.
We know how to jazz some things up, man. So like,
look to the left.
You better go look at the house before you want to do anything with it. So I would say in person. I like actually walking through homes than just looking at them online.
Gotcha. Okay, last one. Closing deals or building relationships?
Come on, man.
Yeah, I read that. I knew that was gonna be the tough one.
That's a tough one. I mean, personally, in my soul, it's building relationships because it is. The question is kind of like both. The closing deals just kind of gives like I just care about my money.
right. I know.
And I do like closing deals, getting to the finish line.
I know it.
However,
but if I had to choose one, I would definitely choose building relationships because honestly, in building relationships, it's gonna lead to
more closings.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
makes sense. I got a random off topic question. I was looking at some of your reels on IG in particular, and we saw some really dope things, particularly with buyers that you sell to at the end of their closing. You provide them with gifts. Where did that come from? What was the energy behind that? And I see they kind of expensive. You got a little expensive taste, my boy. I like that.
Luxury brand.
You gotta get nice stuff. Yeah, I think it really just came with the brand. Like I said, I in building this real estate thing I was doing, I was more looking at it as a brand than just being a realtor. So, I would talk about what would be the best way to build the brand and make it look a certain way, and it has to be me. I think some people, they're building the brand, it's not even them.
Yeah, right.
I dress like this. This is like, people think this is
This is a Wednesday.
Yeah,
this
you know
Wednesday.
that.
Yeah.
You know me. You know this is very regular for me.
Right.
This is how I normally am. So yeah, it came with that too. And then also I work with a lot of minority buyers. So, and I feel like it's I want them, especially they've accomplished something big. I actually want them to have nice stuff. It's not like a lot of us not don't have the opportunity to be able to get nice stuff like that. So I like to bless them with that type of stuff. So that's where it came from. Part of the brand, I think it was going to be look good for part of the brand because it is me, and it is the stuff that I like, and it's the stuff that I wear, and then it's just the notion to give back to the people. A lot of people can't afford or get stuff like that, so it's kind of nice for them to have stuff like that. So that was really the point of it. And
I got another one for you. Without being too biased, of course, I know you love all the people that you've worked with, done business with. You just talked about working with minority buyers and they're purchasing either their first home or they're looking to somewhere that they're looking to level up or whatever have you. Give me a quality story that you've had. You like, this one touched me. Like, I appreciated this moment from start to finish, and locking this one in.
Yeah. I've had quite a bit. I ain't gonna lie. One that I at least comes up, like the first one that comes in my head was a young lady was trying to buy her first home, and she just she had worked with a bunch of other realtors. They all dumped her because, look, you'll learn. I mean, it's a business, and you'll learn that some people, if the transaction's not going to be easy, they just not going to do it. Lender's not going to do it. Lender's not going to do it. Realtor's not going to put in the work to even try to make something shake. So this person actually just fell into my lap. Like, it was a realtor referred me. It was just like, hey, look, I got a client. I don't even want to work with her. Like, they were just like, I'm dumping her.
Yeah.
Do something type of thing. And I was just like,
damn,
yeah. I was like, oh, that's the dark side of this business. It happens. So, she and I could see why they didn't want to work with her. She had like a whole bunch of student loans that her debt to income wasn't great. It was hard for her to pretty much qualify for anything. So me and like my preferred lender at the time, we had to just make something. We were just making something out of nothing. we were like, if she does this, kind of, pays this off.
Right.
She had so much like student loan debt that most lenders were afraid they were just afraid to even touch her. They were just like, yeah, you have so much student loan debt, you're not getting anything.
Yeah.
So I had a guy, we kind of like did some refinancing and everything on her end and everything, and she was already kind of had given up. She's just like, everyone keeps dumping me to different people. Like, I don't know. So yeah, I finally was able to get her. Like, it was during a time this particular new construction was giving away like a whole bunch of incentives and everything. So between like the incentives like the builder was giving her, and then the incentives that I was giving her, I don't do as much, but I was like, man, I'm gonna get you into something. Like, I told you I was gonna get you into something.
Right.
And then my lender, like, we were able to put something together that she was actually able to qualify for something.
Nice.
So yeah, that was one that definitely touched me because everyone had dumped her for months, and then I finally came in and like was able to get her to closing, and she was just like super at closing. She was like, I can't believe that I've always wanted a house, and I finally have my own house.
Right.
Wow. And she was like extremely happy. I mean, that's part of it, man. Like, the closings is cool, but it's really that connection part that when I feel like I've actually really done something, that's the part that hits home the most. So that's just like one of them. I had a good amount of those, but that's the one that I definitely remember at the top of my head, because I was just like, one, I just saw the dark side of I was like, y'all just dumping people, if something don't happen. Yeah. And then the fact that she had been wanting to do this for like a year, and everyone just kept telling her, no, you can't. And I was able to do something. To get it done.
Man,
that's special.
All right, man. I was gonna say. So before we wrap up, man, we got one more question for the night, right? So we talked about this off air. You got a chance to chop it up with us. You peeped the vibes. You kicked it, all that. With that said, who do you think in the future will be a good guest for the show? But Right, yeah, but
Look.
before you answer, you gotta help us get that person on the show. Like, it has to be somebody like in your Rolodex. Like, hey, I just pulled up on the 2-hour lunch break. I had a ball. Y'all need to pull up on them boys. It's a great platform. It's a great atmosphere. Yeah. Who would that person or people be?
Okay, I got 2 guys. Shout out to the legends real quick.
Okay.
My 2 guys. One of them is my link, Delapo Adeladin. Super good guy, knowledgeable guy.
Okay.
He does trading, so he's getting like really big in his trading bag. And then he does the modeling, and like y'all think I'm watching my figure, like boy,
that boy crazy.
Yeah, he does some stuff. Like I be working out with him, like we doing stuff in the gym. I'm like, I can't believe I'm doing this. It's him, and then I got my other boy Brian Aloka, same type of thing. He's he's a fitness trainer, cardio trainer. Similar body type like Lapo. Those guys are crazy. Man. And we normally collaborate a lot on a lot of our business ventures and everything. Dope. So I think those 2 guys, mentally, like their mindsets, very, very strong. And I've learned a lot from them just from being in a circle with them. So if there's 2 guys I can refer just off the back of my head, it's those guys. They'll give you some conversation to think about.
Hey, pull up on us.
We're gonna tap in. Give everybody your social media so they know where to find you, bro.
Yeah, social media. All my social media everywhere on any platform you can probably find me is Dibia Views. Facebook is just my first name, Kevin Dibia. And then I just have my team Instagram is VF Collective, so that's like me and the rest of my team there as well, kind of posting some stuff. So for me, Dibia Views everywhere, and then for my team, VF Collective on Instagram.
And anytime you tag him, make sure it's a Drake song.
Right. It's a man. Look. The 6 guy crazy. So we got on all my reels, everything. He puts me in the right space.
All right, man. So, man, that wraps up this edition of the 2-hour lunch break, man. Once again, shout out to the homie Kevin for taking the time out of his day to pull up on us. Man, shout out to our production behind the boards, man. You can find him at Cafe Yodo. Shout out to our home studio, Dawa Studios in East Austin, Texas. You can find future episodes of the 2-hour lunch break streaming on all platforms. You can find us on X at the 2-hour lunch and on Instagram at 2HLBpod. Thank you for tuning in. We out.
Peace.
Hey.
Love it.
There we go.
Easy money.
And it's coming home to Texas. It's coming home all the way to Austin, Texas, baby.